I always have a lot of questions and concerns. The obvious, though, is it's out there. My list is long, but definitely the obvious out there is the inside, the defensive tackle spot. Now especially with the injury to Vili, who's really, I just hate it for him. He had a hand injury in the spring, kept him out, and then that Achilles now. So, but he'll be fine. So I hate it for him, but we've got a few others. We've got some ability there. We just got to put them through the grind and make it tough on them and see who can hang in there and see how to. You got to have at least 3. Ideally, you want 4 that you feel comfortable on the field. A lot of years we've been pretty good and have only had 3. But, to think that those guys aren't going to get banged up some more, it's if they're playing like they should, they're going to get banged up. So that's a concern. And then just getting better play in big situations. Getting off the field in certain spots. And, of course, another obvious is just creating turnovers. To go from, averaging in the 30s for years around here, and then all of a sudden you pop off of 14, that's not good. And if that's happening, you got to consistently be making stops and getting off the field. And, I've got some relevant stats I keep, and we didn't force enough punts to have that kind of lack of production in the turnover department. So that's a big emphasis.
How big of a role can your offense play in helping your defense out as far as sustained drives, maybe field position?
Oh, it all works together. That's probably one of the unknowns that people really don't realize how it works together. And Mike will tell you the same thing. I remember talking to Monken a few years ago, and he was the happiest man in the world just because, we got him upwards of 40, 44 extra possessions in a year, so yeah, they depend on us to get the ball back, and I had a meeting with the defense just a couple of days ago, and that's our job, whether it be turnover or force some punts, we have to steal possessions, and on the other side, them scoring, yeah, I'm their biggest fan, and I love it. As much as I hate it when we gave up some plays in the spring, on my flip side, I'm going, yeah, that's good. So I'd love to see some long drives and some points, and it all works together. So you're right, that's big.
Glenn, is that where we're taking it back, hashtag and motto it came from?
It just came from sitting down with Mike, with Coach Gundy, before spring started. He pretty much challenged me, not personally, but he said, hey, let's do something, and I analyzed our drill work, which was really nothing different than the years when we, led the nation those few years. Better players on the field create more turnovers, and we've got better players, I think, in a lot of situations this year. But that motto was just something we said, hey, I sat in the defensive staff room and said, let's just get something. These guys live in this hashtag world, and let's make them think about it and love it. And people have always said that, the more you emphasize something, the better chance you are of getting it. So we're emphasizing it. If it's going to make a difference, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to hurt.
Seems like the players like it.
Yeah, they like it. We'll have it on our T-shirts this year, and I told them again yesterday in that meeting. I said I want to know it's as important to you as it is to me, and they're all on board and they agree. So as always, we'll celebrate them big when we get them. We're not gonna let the offense in a scripted practice after a turnover get up to the ball and snap the ball real fast. And I said we're going to celebrate. We just got a turnover. And you can work on your tempo when you don't have a turnover. So, because I want our guys to realize that's a big thing for us, and really the only way for us to have the kind of year that we want is for us to improve in that category.
Is that why you celebrate so much during the game when you guys get stopped or turnover? You're jumping up around?
Yeah. It's just We were watching TV a second ago. I'm sitting there with a couple guys and we're eating some wings, and I saw Ricky drain one, right on a hole in one. And he came out of his shoes, and they're high-fiving and all. I said, that's great, showing emotion. And in our sport, more than golf, of course, great defenses play with great emotion and great intensity. Been doing this 26 years, and the great ones I've been around, they play with great emotion and great intensity. So I'm going to get excited. I think they're going to feed off of me. I feed off of them. And again, does it help? I don't know, but I know it doesn't hurt. And that's just the way I want them to play. And I think it's important they see that out of their coach too.
Glenn, with all the game action that your young guys got last season, freshman, redshirt, freshman, sophomore, how much better can that make them going forward into this coming season?
It will. We took some lumps, gave up some big plays, way too many touchdowns. We weren't very good. We weren't very effective. So those guys that have felt that pain, if you haven't felt the pain, then you're not going to be absolutely mad about not letting it happen again. So those guys that felt those pain in those situations, they're not going to want to have that sting again. At the same point, I hear people talk about, we've got a chance to be great on defense. Of course you do every year, but, it's the same guys that were out there. They're just 5 months older, 6 months older, so they've got to get better and not let those situations happen again. So a lot of guys got good reps. I'm not saying they were the best reps, but experience is something that you can't coach. You just have to get. So we've got that now in a lot of positions.
Glenn, last year at linebacker, you had three guys who really never came off the field. This year, assuming health, do you like the depth you have there, and that Seth and Ryan can get a breather maybe?
Yeah, that's this is the healthiest that position's ever been since I've been here. Going in my 8th year, so that's exciting. Competition's going to be great. They're going to be working to get on the field and get reps, and there's, coaches really, trim practice time down. I think he's been really smart in camp, and I know he's got his reasons. I think it's going to benefit us, in the later weeks of the season. But at the same time, me and Coach Ursich are sitting there scripting for camp, and we're like, gosh, this isn't a lot of reps. I bring that up because when you have a situation with 3 guys, maybe 4 in a couple spots competing for playing time, that's tough. It's tough to get great evaluations from them. So, we'll have to do that. I'll have to do a good job of evaluating those guys and, in certain situations, giving a guy a nod to get the reps and to get the series when, in reality, the next guy might not be, a lot worse. So it's a tough spot for a coach to be in. But that's a good problem to have, right?